Okay, hello, I'm Dennis. This is a Dell laptop. It has Wi-Fi only. I'm going to connect to the Wi-Fi using the new standard of ISO, of the Arch ISO. They discontinued the Wi-Fi menu. Now we're going to use a tool called iwctl. There are several different ways of doing the same, making a connection, but this, I'm pretty sure this is the first that is listed. First method. What we need to do now is change controls. So we're going to say iwctl. You'll notice the prompt changed. Now we're in the IWD. Now we need to type in two words, device list. Hit enter. Now you'll notice the name there. It gives me name and of my network, and in this case it's WLAN 0, WLAN 0. Make a note of that because you're going to be using that. Now we've got the device list. We're going to run station space, then that WLAN 0. We're going to say scan, SCAN. Hit enter. Now that's running in the background. Now I can up arrow, bring that back. Instead, this time, we're going to say WLAN get networks, hyphen networks, plural. Now in this list, hopefully you'll see your network. Be sure that when you do try to connect to it, that you write it down verbatim. I'm hoping you can tell that every one of these is in caps. So when I make this connection, I need to use caps. So we got our network. Now we need to connect to that. Station, WLAN 0. We're going to say connect to that network. So in my case, it's Netgear 7.3. It's all caps. I'm going to hit enter. It's going to ask me for my passphrase. If I type that correct, we should be online. Now, I'm going to say Control D. That'll get me out of that command. You'll notice I'm back at my root prompt. So I'm going to say ping Arch Linux period org. If all goes well, I'm online, and so will you be. That's good. Now we just made our connection. I'm going to install Arch on this machine using the secure shell, SSH. At this point, I'm through with the internet. We're online, so I can Control C to get me out of there. Control L to clear the screen. Okay, so now we've got our Wi-Fi set up, and I'm going to SSH into this laptop from my host machine. Before I prepare my host machine, though, I want to prepare my remote. This is going to be called, when I refer to this laptop, it'll be called the remote machine. And my host machine will be where I actually take over. First thing I want to do, make sure we've got open SSH, so we can do that like, I got to sync the databases. Okay, so now the plan is to SSH into this laptop. We're going to use the secure shell and log into this laptop and install Arch Linux on it. First thing I need to do is making sure that Open SSH is actually installed. One way we can do that is just system CTL status SSHD. And it's loaded, but it is inactive. So it does come in on your ISO. It's not active. So in order to act it, I'm going to up arrow this back, the last command back, and I'm going to change where it says status to enable space SSHD and space and a hyphen. We're going to give it this switch here and tell it to do it now. It's created a symlink. Now we should have, when I run system status or SSH status again, it should say active. Okay, great. So now we're active. We have SSH installed. We do need our internet IP address. We can get that by typing IP space A. Hit enter. I'll point it out in the description there, but near the bottom, about the 4th or 5th line up, it says inet 192.168.1.14/24. Now the /24 is not important to me, but the 192.168.1.14 is. So write your IP address down. Then I'm going to clear the screen. I've got the SSH set up. We're ready to log in with the shell, secure shell. I need a password, so we're going to say PASSWD, and I'm going to specify root. Password root and hit enter. And now I'm going to give it a password. I'll have to confirm the password. And there we go. Alright, so now we're ready to SSH. This machine now, the rest of it will be done on my host machine. I'm going to stop this video for now. When I come back to it, I'll be on my host machine, into this machine here. Okay, I'm sitting in front of my host machine now, and I need to bring up a terminal. We're going to get ready to use the secure shell, log into the Dell laptop. We're going to call that the remote machine. The first thing you're going to need to do is just make sure that you have, with a hyphen, capital Q, open SSH. Alright, and that actually comes in with on the ISO as well. I don't recall, in fact I did not install this. I think it came in. So anyway, now let's check our status. So sudo systemctl status of SSHD. It is active and running. Okay, so Q will clear that screen or get me out of that prompt. Control L will clear that screen. We should be able to go sudo SSH, then where to root at, then the address 192.168.1.14. Okay, it's asking me, do I want to continue connecting? That is correct, and it's going to make me type the entire word yes, and I'm going to enter. Now it's going to ask me for that password. Just like that, we are logged in. Now, here, I'm going to Control L, clear the screen again. From this point, I'm logged in, so if we just do a LSBOK, you'll see right here that I have SDA1 on the laptop remote machine. It says it's a 240 gig, a 250 gig, but you can see it's only registering 223. That's normal. So there it is, right there. So let me just do a change to that system, and then I'll open the camera up and you'll see where the change is. Let's see, nano, etsy, pacman.conf. Any changes I make to this file should be listed as well in the remote machine. Uncomment total download and color. Hit enter, create a space, and put I love Andy. That's a DY. And then I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to uncomment multi-lib, both places there. Now, Control O to write it out, enter to confirm, Control X to get out of here. Control L to clear the screen again. Okay, so I just made those changes on from my host machine. In order to confirm those, I can say nano space /etsy/pacman .conf. Hit enter. Now when I scroll down, you can already see, I hope you can see, right in the middle of the screen there, uncommented is color and total download with I love candy. That's the 3 changes I made right there. At the bottom, I uncommented multi-lib and include. There we go. I'm going to Control X. I didn't do anything in there. Control L to get out of here. The edit I made is now on this machine. All right. Now I've come back. So another way to see who's listening or see if you're actually connected to the internet, you can run this command right here. There's several commands you can run actually. SS space, and we're going to grep that. Secure shell space grep -I and then SSH. And that'll tell us right here that we're connected to 192.168.114. And that's the address you saw me type in. All right, so let me clear this screen. Control L. All right, so we've pretty much made sure that we are on that Dell laptop out of this terminal right here using the secure shell. First thing I'm going to do, since I changed those in the pacman.conf, is I'm going to run a SYY. We got a time, date, CTL space, set, NTP space, TRUE. So that's time, date, CTL, set -NTP space true. Hit enter. All right, now we can time, date, CTL. That'll tell us whether it got set, and it is. I'm going to Control L to clear the screen. Next thing we got to do is format our disk. So I'm going to use CF disk space -Z for the zap. And on the disk will be device STA. Hit enter, and we're going to use GPT because that's set up as a UEFI mode. As you can see, there's our hard drive. I'm going to say new. This first one will be 512 capital M megabytes. That's going to be, the type will be EFI system up at the top. Hit enter. I'm going to arrow down to that free space there. I'm going to give this 8 gigabytes. We're going to call that type swap. One up there at the bottom. Hit enter. Now I can arrow key down and say new. I'm going to go ahead and give it 75. I had to think there for a second. 75 gig. And that's going to be for the root drive. And I don't have to do anything. I'm finished with that. Arrow key down to the free space again. Hit new and new. We're finished. So now we can hit right. And we're going to type in yes and hit enter. Now we can quit. Right there. Quit. I'm going to Control L to clear the screen. Let me see. I'll make that bigger. What does that do to us? Control L to clear the screen. Get on down a little bit there. LSBLK. We just partitioned our disk. We can see we got SDA 1, 2, 3, and 4. But now, I'll get this right here. I'm going to Control L to clear that screen again. It's time to format our disk. We're going to say make FS period FAT space hyphen capital F to indicate rather than file allocation table 16. We're going to verify that we want 32. We're going to do that on device SDA1. Now we're going to make swap on device SDA2. All right, now we're going to turn that swap on device SDA2. Nice. Now we're going to make a file system of a period ext4. And we're going to do that on device SDA3, which is our root drive. All right, that's done. I'm going to Control L to clear the screen. I'm going to up arrow that last command back, replace the 3 with the 4. Hit enter. Now if we LSBLK, we should see our partitions. We need to mount them. Control L to clear the screen. I'm going to say mount device SDA3 to /MNT or /. Hit enter. Now we need a directory. We're going to say make dir space -MNT home. Hit enter. Now we're going to mount that device SDA4 to /MNT/home, the directory we just created. One more time, if we LSBLK, you'll see that we have swap, mount, home. I didn't do anything but format the EFI drive. I could do it now. If I do, I'll fail at the end, I promise. Selector -V and then -C for country, single quote, United States, end single quote, space, -C for country, CANADA, and we're going to say age, we want 24, thank you, and we're going to say -P for protocol, HTTPS, and then we're going to say -- sort, rate, -- where to, etc, pacman.d/mirror list. Hit enter. And if all that works and I got it spelt right, it'll work. Okay, it succeeded. So now we got the fastest mirrors for us. We're going to say pacman -SYY just to sync the databases one more time. Now, at this point, I could bring up a notepad. I could bring up my notes and just copy and paste all of this stuff, but I'm not going to do that. So now it's time to install the base installation through Packstrap. You run that by writing PACSTRAP. Now, if you're interested in what it's going to do, then you could give it a -I, and that's for informative, and it'll ask you a certain point should you continue. But I know already I'm going to continue, and I'm going to say Packstrap MNT, and then I'm going to get base -devel Linux -LTS, the kernel for long-term support. This screen is just killing me. Multi-live by error. Huh. Didn't see that before. Huh. Alright, LTS. Linux -firmware. Okay. Network manager, because we're going to need it after we reboot. Network manager, and then we're going to need a little applet. -manager -applet. Did I get nano? Nope. Nano will need to come in because that's my preference. Then we're going to get USB utils GVFS NTFS-3G Pacman contrib reflector, because I'm not sure that it passes over yet. Git wget Iwctl, which are programs we're going to need to install Yay. We're going to need DOS FS tools, M tools, S-nail, MDADM, almost through, bash-completion, numlock, X, and then man-db, man-pages. And we're going to get some, since we are going to be on that laptop with Wi-Fi, we'll get dialog. We're also going to get WPA_supplicant, even though I know that comes in. I'm going to go ahead and let it reinstall it. Wireless_tools. netctl, and iwtcl. Alright. Now if everything's spelt right, lock X. Try that again. There we go. Now we're going. So that's 539.3 megs to download. The install size is 2.2 gigs. So this will take a minute. I'm going to pause the video. I'll be back when it gets closer to finished. Okay, so we're back. We're through with our pack strap. Now it's time to run gen fs tab space -U space -p, and we're going to put that in space / mount mnt, double chevrons, and we're going to put this in /mnt /etc/fs tab. Hit enter. All right, now I'm going to clear the screen, bring that last command back, arrow back behind the mnt, CAT space mount. There's our UUIDs. Control L will clear the screen. All right, so now it's time to arch to root space /mnt. Now you notice the prompt changed. Now it's time to ln space -sf space /user share zone info, all one word, /, in my case it's America, if I can spell it right, you'd think I live here, / capital CHICAGO, because that's in the Central Time Zone, and then space and /etc/local time. Hit enter. It's time to set the hardware clock. So we do that by going HWCLOCK space /SYSTOHC space --UTC. Hit enter. So that took care of the local time and the hardware clock. Now we need to nano /etc/locale with a E dot period GEN. Hit enter. And we'll go down here and find English US. Could just uncomment that one right there, and it works just fine. And I'll show you why I pass that up here in a second. There it is. Go up a little higher so you can see it. So there's the ISO. And then I'm also going to untick the ISO as well as the UTF, and then I'm going to Control O to write it out, enter it to confirm, Control X to get out of there. I don't need to clear the screen. So now we're going to locale -gen, hit enter, and that's going to generate our locale, which is working through Wi-Fi. So I'm assuming that's why it took a minute there. All right, so that took care of that. Now we're going to echo language equals lowercase US period UTF -8. We're going to put that in /etc locale with an e.conf. Hit enter. So now we got to come up with the host name. So I'm just going to nano into that. Nano etsy host name. Hit enter. I'm going to make it arch. Period. Control O to write it out. Enter to confirm. Control X to get out of there. Control L to clear the screen. So there's our host name. Now we need to edit our host plural. Nano etsy HOSTS. Hit enter. Use the arrow keys to come down there to the bottom. And it's 127.0.0.1 tab local host, all one word. Hit enter. ::1 tab local host. Enter. 127.0.1.1 tab, and our host name arch period local domain, all one word, tab again, and our host name again. And I hope I did make that a capital. I'm going to have to check when I get out of here. Alright, so that looks good. Control O to write it out, enter to confirm, Control X to get out of there, up arrow to bring that last one back, and it was a capital. Control X, get out of there. Now, it's time to set a password. Alright. Password has been set. User add space -m space -G and a whole list of groups. Sys, log, network, games, floppy, power, scanner, admin, ADM, wheel, audio, disk, input, LP, KVM, optical, storage, video, users, and RFTL, space, -s, lowercase f, space, /bin/BASH, and I'm going to determine my username is just going to be me, Dennis. Hit enter. Alright, now we can verify that we're part of all that stuff by typing in groups and our username that we just picked, and there we go. So password for Dennis. Let's give Dennis a password. Let's confirm it. Let me Control L to clear that screen. Now we need to give Dennis some pseudo rights. So we're going to say capital EDITOR equals nano VISUDO by sudo. Alright. And I'm going to go down here where the user privilege specifications, and I'm going to find the wheel there, and I'm going to uncomment the wheel since I'm a member of the wheel. For myself, I'm going to uncomment no password. So you don't have to do that. Please don't if you don't know how. Here I'm going to write Dennis. All equals all colon all parentheses space capital NOPASSWD colon capital ALL. All right, Control O, enter, Control X. All right, so now it's time to install a little grub. Now remember, I did not LSBLK. I did not do anything with this except format it. Let me Control L to clear the screen. Now we can do Pacman space -SYY just to sync the databases. Up arrow that back, take the two Y's out of there and say grub and EFIBOOTMGR. And if you're going to plan on dual booting your system at any time, you will need this program, so now's a good time to get it. You'll also need DOS-FS tools and M tools, which we got during the base installation. So I'm going to hit enter here, and I'm going to say yes. So now I'm going to do something I'm going to Control L to clear the screen, first of all. But now I know I've got SDA1, so I'm on mkdir space /boot capital EFI, and I'm going to hit enter. And I'm going to say mount device SDA1 2 /boot /EFI. Hit enter. Now if I go LSBLK, you'll see that now that partition has been mounted to boot EFI. So Control L to clear the screen. Enter a couple times. This command will be different here. So it's grub -install, and then we're going to give it a target. So --target equals x86_64 -EFI space, then --bootloader -ID equals GRUB_UEFI, and then we're going to give it a flag to recheck what we've done. Now, if everything goes right, I'm going to check my spelling. It looks right. It's installing. It's fast. No errors reported. So now the grub make config is the same. mkconfig space -o /boot /grub period CFG. All right. All right, so I want to go system CTL enable network manager. When I start, I should get a symlink saying it's done. That's correct. I'm going to say Control L to get out of there. Now, I'm going to say mkeinitcpio space -P Linux -LTS. And we're going to create an image, RAM-FS image. Now, here it's important that you use the kernel that you selected. So in the base, I installed Linux LTS. That's the reason why I just run the make init CPIO command on Linux LTS. we're actually ready to reboot that system. Okay, that was successful. Control L to clear the screen. I'm going to Control D, that'll exit. U mount. Capital R off of everything that was mounted. Reboot. Okay, so we just rebooted off of the host machine, and I should be able to log in. And there I am. Let's go sudo pacman -sYYU. Oh. Okay. Now, alright, so I'm in sudo. I'm going to Control D. I'm going to log in back with my name. Give it my password. I'm going to run sudo pacman -sYYU. And I did something wrong. Sudo pacman -sYYU. Hit enter. And there we go. So we're set up. This is as far as I took the install. The base install, all of that stuff is here. I did not install a desktop, but I could, and I could do it right now. That's all it was the password, by the way, that was needed to be set up on the Wi-Fi. I run NMTUI. That's the Network Management Tool User Interface. That's the way I remember it, whether that's really right or not. Okay, that's our install.